Hi girls and guys, it's Mr. Tracky and we're on the right track. In today's video, we are going to go through today's major multiplayer update for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I am specifically going to cover the multiplayer here and not the blackout side of things. Please do note that this is specific to the console era of gaming in terms of Black Ops. The PC update will be done sometime in the future, but we are definitely going to be covering the multiplayer side of things for console players today. And guys, let me tell you, there is so much that they have put out in this patch. I am not going to cover all of it, so what I'm going to do is cover things that I think are of high priority to yourselves. Going to give you a bit of my opinion along with the information from the actual patch notes, but let me tell you right now, I don't believe this is the patch that we was expecting, and I'm not sure this is the patch that we actually wanted from Treyarch themselves. So let's dive right in. I've chose not to put the patch notes on the screen, guys, because they're so extensive. You probably won't be able to read it anyway, so basically if you want to see the patch notes physically on a screen, I will link them down in the description for your viewing pleasure. So the things that they've wrote in bold and the meat and potatoes of what you need to know, because that's what I'm going to cover in the multiplayer aspect of the game, is spawns, weapons and specialists. So they've worked on the spawn logic for nearly every single map, and we have been calling out as a community to say that we are getting shot in the back a lot. There was murmurs from Treyarch saying that this was untrue, but they have admitted now that the spawns did need addressing, and they have addressed them, and they've basically tried to provide safer spawning and more flips when enemies really do press in for the spawn. I do still believe that the TAC deploy beacon is part of the reason why the spawns seem so illogical, because TAC inserts have never been used in games in the way that they're being used in this game. In my opinion, you get a TAC deploy, you naturally just pull it out because it's there. It takes a time to build it up. You've waited for that, so you might as well put it down. And I believe most people that use this were more niche players, mainly snipers, whereas now everybody can just deploy off a TAC beacon, and if you don't know where it is, you're obviously going to get spawned on, believing that they're not in your spawn when they are. So I do still believe that will have a bearing on the game, and that's probably why a lot of people believe they're getting shot in the back. They mentioned the weapon ecosystem was in a healthy state, and they didn't really see a best standout in any class. They wanted the ARs to be the go-to weapon and the SMGs more specialist but more run and gun, but they believe they were underrepresented. Now I can't understand for the life of me why they have chose to nerf the assault rifles. So let's go into the assault rifles. We're dialing back some previous buffs to the assault rifles to help close the gap in effectiveness between ARs and SMGs, allowing SMGs to be more effective at firing on the move. Slight reduction to ADS move speed for all assault rifles. Slight reduction in ADS in transition speed for all assault rifles. The ICR, it got reduced headshot damage, slight reduction in reload. The Vapor, reduced close range headshot damage now falls off sooner. High Caliber has been reduced in its headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a free shot kill. So basically High Caliber looks like it's useless for that. A bit annoyed about that, in all honesty. I really don't understand why they didn't just buff the submachine guns. So onto the submachine guns, as we're speaking about them. Mobility is the strength of SMGs, speeding across the map to engage and disengage quickly. Some of the close range SMGs were performing quite well, whilst others struggles to compete with the rest in the category. This week's balancing past levels the playing field with the SMGs. MX9 extended all range damage. High Caliber reduced headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 4-shot kill. Cordite extended all damage range. The belt freed apparator mod will have an increased overheat rate. The GKS the quad shot operator mod, slight time increase in the bursts. So that sounds like these SMGs are getting nerfed to me. The dual wield operator mod will have reduced hip fire accuracy for the SOG 9mm. The TAC rifles, we've buffed the ABR to be more competitive with the other tactical rifles while stepping down its operator mod, which is becoming a crutch for an attachment. The swordfish receives some attachment adjustments as well, so they are got extended maximum damage range. The operator mod now takes longer to accelerate fire. Stock slight reduction in movement speed bonus. Laser sights 1 and 2 improved hip fire accuracy. The swordfish high caliber reduced headshot multiplier, eliminated the possibility of a 3-shot kill. Penta burst reduced extra granted clip size. So before we go any further, they've changed the whole meta of the game swiftly with this patch already, and in all honesty, I'm really not understanding why they've chose to nerf so many things. I really felt like a lot of stuff in the game in terms of weapons were in a good place. The specialists are what I would have looked at, because let's be under no disillusion here, the Ajax shield is mad OP. I've done a video about it myself. There are things like that that I believe that need looking at more than the ARs. I don't understand why the ARs have received a nerf to try and help the SMGs. The SMGs needed help. Buff them. It's simple maths. 2 + 2 is 4 and all that. You know what I mean? But now you're going to hear something in the video that's going to leave you even more perplexed. Listen to this, guys. Sniper rifles. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? The sniper rifles needed help to fight the King Paladin. We've given the rifles reduced idle sway and up their damage to help finish off wounded targets more consistently. We removed turn sway when aiming down sights on all sniper rifles to ensure the weapon reticle stays centered when turning. You've given everybody 150 health in this game, plus armor that will take you to 200. You're fighting people now with guns that high caliber's useless on, so you can't even get a 3 or 4 shot no more. And now you've made snipers better. You've made snipers better. I don't get it. Listen, I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know how it's going to play. But this just sounds like utter madness to me. Utter madness. Listen, I give Treyarch their dues, man, because they've created a game for us this year that seems like we're going to have a COD that we can play all year. But Treyarch, wait, what is this, man? Right, so I'm not even going to read out what's gone on with the sniper rifles. Just know you're going to get blop-shotted everywhere, and I don't really care about them. They need a nerf already, in my opinion. Light machine guns. Now, this is what I've been using more than any other gun, which is a shock. They have touched on these and nerfed them slightly. Some in the community have discovered that the Titan and the VK M750 are extremely effective weapons, me being one of those. We're toning them down before everyone jumps on the bandwagon, you set of bastards. While they'll still be scary to face off against, players will now have to be more reasonable, have a more reasonable chance to defend themselves against SMGs. Beg your pardon, guys, I've just choked on my toast that I had earlier. Titan, reduce headshot damage, reduce hip fire accuracy. Stock, reduce ADS movement speed bonus. I might just take that off altogether now and just run without stock. The VKM, reduce movement speed while firing, reduce damage slightly. Fat barrel operator mod. If you haven't tried this, you need to try it, guys, it's insane. Reduce bullet tracer size. The Hades crossbar operator mod, reduce the movement speed accuracy. Steady grip improves recoil mitigation. The pistols, I don't really need to cover these because not many people I've come across use them, but the RK7 is an undercover beast. Just know that it's basically the same gun from Black Ops 2, you know, the 3-round burst. It's absolutely sick. Use it if you need to. There's a slight increase between the bursts on that, slight reduction to reload speed. The shotguns, basically the Mag 12 one hit kill range reduced because it is mad. Dragon's Breath operator mod, Resolved the issue where Dragon's Breath occasionally triggered incorrect visuals and sound effects on target. The strobe light on the SG-12 addressed an issue with a strobe light that would remain on after death. Live update coming soon to reduce the range of the strobe light interferes with enemy aim. Listen, we're going to go into the specialists now. I'm not really going to cover too hard into the shotguns. That's not really me. Attachments before we go through. Grip 2, reduce ADS flinch mitigation. So that ICR is going to get a bit more of a nerf than you think. The suppressor, reduce damage fall off ranges. That's actually really good actually. So yeah, that's, I'm impressed with that. Holographic sight, reduce ADS recoil. Dual zoom gets the same, Recon gets the same, the ELO gets a slight increase in ADS recoil. So effectively it looks like if you're using the ELO, you're going to get more of a penalty than if you're using the other one. So the holographic, for those of you who want something similar to ELO, looks like where it's at. So it's specialist time, guys. So Ajax, who has been a big problem for a lot of people, were providing more strategic options to counter the ballistic shield and to help ensure the shield isn't activated too often in the game. Now, my personal opinion, I play TDM. I'm sure that the vast majority of you play TDM, if not domination. Now, in TDM, the earn rate, as I've shown in my guides, my specialist guide, check them out on the channel if you need to know more about specialist guys. They don't earn them that often in a TDM game. Now, in objective game modes, you probably will earn them a lot more, but in terms of the TDM mode, you'll probably earn your specialist once, maybe twice in a game. That is it. So you really need to use them to your benefit, but I get what they're trying to say here. Explosives now partially damage the front of a deployed ballistic shield user. Ballistic shield now takes longer to earn. Onto Nomad. Nomad, we want to encourage Nomad to work more closely with his K9 unit to maximize effectiveness. Also done a guide on Nomad if you haven't seen it. Reduce K9 health by 10%. Now, I believe the K9's health is currently 400, which has been a massive problem for a lot of you guys. So that would bring it down by 40. So it should have around 360 health now. So that is good news actually. Crash, while we're happy that our support specialist is so popular, he was a bit too effective as a score streak farmer, or RIP. I know Thunder's just done a video on this about Crash, and he is very useful to get your streaks. Reduce teammate used packs score from 50 to 25. Still not bad, still not bad. Basically that will probably just half the time that you'll get your streaks in, but you'll still get them a lot quicker. Firebreak has been given a buff, guys. The Purifier has been restored to its former glory. So I'm believing that they're talking about referencing Black Ops 3 there, because in Black Ops 3 it was an absolute animal. Loved using it. Increase Purifier flame damage to guarantee eventual kill against players who don't have TACMAST equipped. Now that's brilliant. Recon, I've just done a video about Recon, and I know they're going to nerf him because he is slightly overpowered. Overpowered, but he is overpowered. Intelligence wins wars, and Recon is living proof. We have intelligence that Recon's intelligence is too good, so we're reclassifying some of his sources. Reduce sensor dart duration, so they currently last for 20 seconds. I'm going to go for 15, maybe 10. They probably will half it, because listen, they give out a lot of intelligence. You don't even have to run UAV with Recon. Resolved an issue where the voiceover would incorrectly state that the player's sensor dart was destroyed. I've done that in my video, so I'm glad to know that I was paying attention. Thank you. I'm back on Call of Duty and I'm putting in the work, baby. Talk. Many in the community have embraced Talk with inventive playstyles, though he still struggles on a broader scales. We're bolstering the effectiveness of his barricade. Worm, where you at, Black Worm? This is for you, brother, to ensure he stays relevant in team compositions. Increase earn rate for the barricade. Increase hit points for the barricade. Addressed an issue that prevented the TACOM from telling the player that the barricade was taking damage. So Talk sounds like he's going to be an interesting proposition, especially for people who are fans of Saken. Saken, bro, the camp is strong. All my camp life crew, the camp is strong. They're buffing you. They're buffing you. So Prophet's Tempest needed an upgrade to stand a chance of competing with the rest of the specialists. Greatly increased Tempest projectile speed, slightly increased Tempest chain distance, resolved an issue where being hit by an explosive charge would disable the Tempest charge, preventing further arcing. Now me, I still don't think this is good enough. I don't understand for the life of me why they didn't introduce a one-shot kill with this instead of you having to hit somebody again. It should have been just how it was in Black Ops 3. It was perfect. No wonder he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Trey, you need to sort that out. So, quickly go over the gear. I'm not really going to speak about the spawn logic because we've already spoke about that and they addressed that again. The stim shot increased time to fully heal for a player, resolved an issue with the armor where armor was protecting from more damage than intended. So this is probably why I was complaining about the armor, hitting areas of the body that had damage multipliers, such as the head and upper chest. This primarily affects weapons with chest modifiers such as sniper rifles and other weapons with high caliber too. The acoustic sensor reduces the range at which sprinting enemies are detected. Perks Dead Silence reduce players' movement and distance that players equipped with Dead Silence can be heard by enemies. The intention for Dead Silence is not to be completely silent, but also not allow enemies to hear your movement from longer distances. So basically, effectively what they're trying to do is make Dead Silence exactly the same as it was in Black Ops 3. Some people agree, some people disagree. I'm on the side of the fence where Dead Silence literally should be Dead Silence, and I wish it would make your teammates' footsteps dead silent as well. But listen, I'm not a games developer. They got to do what they got to do. Engineer Extraction Helicopter Heist will no longer be highlighted by the Engineer perk. The Scorestreaks Mantis resolved an issue where Mantis could be destroyed by touching the outer bounds of the map. The Dart increased explosion radius. Strike Team no longer contributes to your nuclears, so all your people doing your marker J's no longer. I'm sorry. Right, so there's a new game mode. We've got gun game, and I really can't really see anything that I can really address in this now without taking this video into an astronomical time. It's already gone on for 17 minutes, guys, which is probably the longest video I've ever done, but it is a massive patch, and I know some of you guys really wanted to know what is going on. So the sniper buff is absolute BS. The AR nerf, I really can't fathom why they've done it. The SMGs should have been buffed. Is this the patch that we wanted? I'm going to go for 95% of you saying that you didn't expect to see the patch notes or hear the patch notes off me and hear what you're hearing. I really think they've done the wrong thing here. I think they should have just brought the SMGs up and left it at that, and just worked on the spawn logic and a few of the specialists and perks. Guys, I'm sorry to have dragged this video on for so long. I've tried to, as you probably can tell with the stuttering and some of the mistakes, I've tried to get it out as quick as possible in terms of not out on YouTube, but I've tried to just make this as compact as possible, and I'm currently drawing out even more. So I beg your pardon, I am really sorry. First patch out the way. Let me know down in the comment section your favourite part, and let me know your least favourite part if you've made it to this portion of the video. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.